Former California Assemblyman Chuck DeVore joins us right now from Austin in Texas, and he's wearing a yellow tie like I am. Good morning to you, Chuck.
Good morning. Great to see you again.
So what do you make of Gavin Newsom saying, hey, if you vote to get me out of office, we're going to turn into Texas? Is that what you really want?
Californians could only be so lucky as to have at least half of Texas's policies when it comes to taxation and regulation. Californians are voting with their feet. I was one of them. They're leaving California. The number one state they go to if they leave is the state of Texas. And there's a reason for that. You can earn a living here. You can have part of the American dream here. You can afford to have a home. Home ownership rates in Texas are 10% higher than they are in California. California has the second lowest home ownership rate in the nation.
And Chuck, when you move to Texas, you can have a good job because there are, since 2018, 272 companies have moved their headquarters out of the high-tax state and heavily regulated California to go to Texas. Chuck, explain why you left the state of California and are now in Austin.
Well, for me, it was deeply personal. There were a number of reasons. I was in the aerospace industry in California for 13 years before I was elected to the state assembly in 2004. All of those companies moved. They moved their headquarters out of California. So if I was going to do the same thing, I'd be living out of a suitcase. The other thing is we took in my in-laws who needed care and attention. They had dementia. And I couldn't afford a big enough place where they could live under our roof and we could take care of them. Out in Texas, we could afford a bigger place. And I've got a swimming pool. So, yes, It's a much better life out here. And, Californians have this opportunity with this recall. They have a chance, a second chance, if they vote yes on the recall. And I'm hoping that we may see my friend Larry Elder perhaps get in and make it. And if he does, California isn't going to turn into Texas overnight. But what someone like Larry Elder or the other Republicans running might be able to do is they could slow the decline of California. They could stop the bleeding. There's only so much a governor can do with supermajorities of hardcore left-wingers running the state assembly and the state senate. But a governor can make a difference, even with those leftists in the legislature overriding his vetoes and really preventing him from doing a lot.
Well, Chuck, Gavin Newsom has been in big trouble over the last couple of weeks. Only recently have the polls turned around, but now the White House feeling confident that he's going to pull a win out. That's when it's okay to send the president out, because you don't want the president to go out and support a loser.
Well, I think they need to be very, very careful because, as you know, California votes primarily by mail. They use mail-in ballots. In the 2020 election, about 87% of the people voted by mail. Maybe this time it'll be 90%. What does that mean? It means that most of those votes were banked probably a couple of weeks ago. I am, though, concerned about the fact that mail-in balloting is more subject to shenanigans, to voter fraud than in-person voting. We'll see. But, look, the fact that this even happened in the first place in America's most populous state, the fact that the polls were close, should be sending a message to leftists that what they're doing isn't working.
Well, let's see. All right. Chuck DeVore, who's down in Texas, no longer in California for the reasons we heard. Chuck, thank you very much.
Thank you.